So the next thing that we're going to look at is another pair of phrases that go along with conditional probability terms. And we're going to look at independent and dependent events. So we're going to call variables or events dependent, or sometimes we see the word associated, when the conditional probabilities change depending on the event that happens first. We call variables or events that are not associated independent events. So if the probabilities change based on the event that happens first, right? If the probabilities of the second event change based on what happens first, that's what we mean by dependent. Right? If they're not associated, if one does not affect the other, then we call them independent. Events are independent if our probability of A given B is equal to the probability of A, or the other way around. Knowledge that the event B occurred does not change the probability of event A occurring. So we're going to go through and kind of explore these two terms as we go through the next few examples. So if we go back to our previous problem where we were talking about our airport screening, we said that the second probability was given that there was the first probability. So in this case, we're going to say that these particular events were dependent. And the reason they are dependent because the second probability is given that there is a bottle of water in the bag. This particular example is a little bit more abstract, but we will see kind of some concrete examples in the next couple. So we're going to do one example where we're trying to decide whether or not events are dependent or independent based on the mathematical things. And then we're going to do a couple of problems where we're going to talk about whether or not we have independent or dependent events and what that means for us.